So are there any other songs in your rock band career that you feel you need to tackle before you end everything?
I think Total Eclipse of the Heart is probably the best one for me.
Have you done that yet? Well, that's the best one you've done, but I mean, out of songs that are out there that you may not have shown the world yet.
I don't know. I haven't really looked at Rock Band recently.
All right. I played it again after everybody met up. I actually bought a digital copy of it and played the drums for a little while before the game on Sunday. Because I had the urge to play, so why not?
It's what happens.
It's what
I usually
happens.
have
The urge to want to play something.
I usually have the urge to herbal
Yeah.
in the shower for another half an hour.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. So tonight on the Digital Reload, we're going to talk games of 2013. What are we looking for? What are we keeping our eye on? And what just looks like butt? Or we're not buying. Because we only have so much money. Tim has no money.
Tim, win the lottery. Give me some money.
Win the
Buy
lottery.
one ticket, I'll split it with you.
All right.
Hey, there you go.
I don't see how I'm making out in this deal at all, but
Since you made the purchase and you only get half of the winnings. Hey, it's what you got to do.
Encouraging it.
There you go. Hey, he's cheering you on. You don't want the morale boost?
I don't think it wants it from me.
Go, Brett, go.
I don't need the morale
Go,
boost.
Brett, go. All right, fair enough. So, yeah, games of 2013. And, yay, Project X Zone's coming to the U.S. Next on the Digital Reload. Welcome everyone once again to the Digital Reload, DigitalDailyFix.com's weekly episodic video game podcast on Spreaker.com. It is January 21st. It is 7:41 p.m. at the time of this recording because we don't start on time. Howard will not be here or possibly very late due to some family obligations. So it is a three-man team. It is me, it is Tim, it is Brett. And Handy.
Better not touch yourself inappropriate with that during this show.
Oh, he already did. Actually, technically his phone did.
That's just getting weird.
So,
Why are you watching?
I can't help but look.
it's so disgusting. I can't stop watching.
I'm just going to watch this play out.
I've never seen this happen before. I'm interested.
Looks like that guy just touched you. So yeah, back with our second episode of our new format, and tonight's topic is games. Are the games of 2013?
There's a lot of them.
There's a good chunk. Not all of them are dated yet, and I mean not all of them are announced.
4.5, 5 tops.
Huh?
4.5, 5 tops.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not all of them are announced yet, but out of the ones that are announced and everything, we want to look at what we're excited about, what we are curious to see develop, and completely throw under the bus the games we just really want nothing to do with, to give an idea of what our general interests are as far as this coming year. And then maybe we'll revisit the topic again once the games of the fall are announced and finalized and so on. But first and foremost in the world of gaming, like I said right before the intro, Project X Zone, a game that good bit of us have been consistently following since its announcement in Japan. It is a game very similar to Namco X Capcom, which was a strategic RPG that was filled with characters from both Namco and Capcom franchises. This one includes Namco, Capcom, Sega, and more. I want to say at least about 5 companies worth of 4 or 5 companies worth of characters at least. And it was brought out on the 3DS in Japan. Given the fact that Namco X Capcom never came here, kind of gave us the impression that this game wasn't. But today, it was announced this summer, Project X Zone is coming to the US and a few other countries as well, but I don't give a shit about them.
Hooray!
Thank God, Europe.
I give a shit about us, and we're getting Project X Zone. So, what's the excitement level for you gentlemen on a scale of 1 to fuck yeah? I don't know.
Well, as little excitement as I have right now, I still have to go with fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I want this game badly.
Yeah. And the fact that we can stop watching Japanese videos and start actually thinking about playing it.
I don't care if they're doing English voices because they're apparently not. I just want the game.
They don't need to do English.
No, they don't. Japanese voice is fine.
No,
Yeah.
Just put English text.
English text and menus.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Keep it Japanese. Keep it Japanesey. So I can play as Kazuya and Jin and Dimitri and so many others. So many. Jill Valentine, Chris Redfield. It's awesome.
I'm more looking forward to Yuri and Estelle.
Well, you're looking forward to like what the Tails characters and everything.
Well, that's
so.
the only 2.
That's the only 2 in the game. There's no more.
Well, there's a solo character, Flynn from Vesperia as well. But as far as like a main unit, there's only 1.
Fair enough.
Yuri and Estelle.
Fair enough. I mean, still, it's really exciting. I mean, for anyone that is sitting here thinking like, what the hell is Namco X Capcom? To go into a greater bit of detail.
Dig Dug.
Yes, Dig Dug Klonoa. It is, like I said, a strategy RPG similar to Disgaea, Final Fantasy Tactics, as in you have characters on a grid that you move through the area and kill enemies until you've either wiped them out or completed some certain objective given to you. And your entire roster of characters were 2 original main characters, but the rest were all characters from all these franchises. So you had like Chun-Li, Ryu, Ken, Dimitri, even characters like Klonoa, who a lot of people are not that familiar with, or was never really that successful in the U.S.
And some of the characters are solo units. Others had like team members with them, so both members fought at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, you even got you got Captain Commando's like entire squad, but like some of them were grouped together.
Yep.
You got a lot of unique characters, and the battles were huge.
Even had Dig Dug.
It even had Dig Dug, but the levels are huge. Battles could take upwards of like 20 to 40 minutes.
That was the only downside is some of the later battles started taking forever.
They do, and the battle system in it was pretty interesting. It was basically each button had like an attack for the characters.
Well, circle was, I think, the main attack button, and like you had up circle, down circle, left circle, and right circle.
Yeah,
and they would do different things.
And then they would have combo attacks and special attacks they could unleash.
Yep.
It was really cool. It never hit the U.S. due to a lot of copyright issues back when it was made on the PS2. There was a fan project that was put together a couple years ago that translated the game to English, and you can find that in ROM format, and be able to play the game and understand it. I mean, you can also import it if you're someone out there that still has a Japanese PS2 or a modded PS2. But if you want to understand it, there is a U.S. translation. We've played the U.S. translation for the most part. Didn't beat it, but we got decently far. So game's a good experience. So to have something like that on handheld, is very, very interesting, very exciting. A bunch of stuff has been announced recently. Last week we didn't talk about it, but Pokemon X and Y were announced.
I win all the chromosomes.
It's for the 3DS. It's the first huge update in graphics. The first installment on a handheld that actually looks significantly different. They haven't fully announced like how many Pokemon we can expect in it. They haven't announced
6.
They haven't announced like the blend of old to new. We do know the starters.
Dumb to all right.
Yeah, we do know the starters, which we did put up an article on digitaldailyfix.com, which I am going to pull up and reference now. Well, that's the one at the top, man. It's the one at the stop. I'm getting to it. Jesus.
It's about time.
No, I don't have all day here. Come on.
It's got work.
Oh, you know, I'll
No,
make
I don't
sure.
actually have to work
What?
tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why Raw's gonna suck tonight.
You're welcome, guys.
Yep, be happy for that.
Maybe my Daniel Bryan shirt will at least yield a good segment.
Hey, we both got it. So, got 3 new starters. Looks like we have the Froakie, which looks like a frog water Pokemon. Fennekin, which looks like a small Firefox. And Chespin, which looks like maybe a squirrel or
What the hell?
I thought it was supposed to be like a chipmunk or something.
squirrel or chipmunk with a green hat on.
Take the frog, please.
Yeah, I want the frog. I'm all about the frog. So I will take that when it releases, which is October of this year, I believe.
Yep, they boldly said October.
And that is a worldwide release. That'll probably be an available downloadable game on the 3DS as well.
Considering how long ago Pokemon Black and White came out, there wasn't, that big gap in between games. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they came out a week before this announcement and said that Nintendo would have a direct video that would be an announcement that was Pokemon related. Some felt that it was going to be this. Others felt maybe it was going to be a Wii U game, not necessarily like the full RPG that everybody is wanting for a console, but something maybe on there to kind of boost interest, like, hey, Pokemon's coming to the Wii U in some capacity, or whatever else. Maybe a new mystery dungeon, a new whatever.
I don't know. I think it was wise to release for the 3DS version with updated graphics because no doubt it's going to sell some 3DSs.
Oh, yeah.
So.
No, it certainly will. And I mean, so far this year is looking to be a prime year for the 3DS. I mean, the 3DS picked up a lot of momentum through the summer of 2012 and a little bit of the fall. But I think this year can be real big for them based on some of the games that are coming out.
It's going to be pretty big for me.
Yeah.
And me.
So far, so much so I'm getting a new 3DS.
Yeah. And we can get to that as
Yeah,
well.
new Fire Emblem.
Hey, we can get that as well. Fire Emblem Awakening comes out February 4th, and they announced that the once Japanese exclusive Fire Emblem 3DS is coming to the U.S. It is blue with the Fire Emblem logo in gold, I believe, on the system.
Like either a goldish or like a silverish kind of color. I think I don't know. It's because the picture wasn't very like big.
It's a regular 3DS, not a 3DS XL.
Which I'm gonna get on that. I was reading the interwebs and it's weird. People are bitching because like, oh, we're not gonna get this bundle in America, and then they bring the bundle to America. Now they're bitching because it's not a DS XL.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't in Japan either.
Does it matter?
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
To me,
Who cares?
no, because I'm going to be getting it.
Yeah, I was saying, fans of Fire Emblem are going to eat
I was
that
like,
up.
this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because usually the U.S. is restricted to collector's editions of Zelda or Mario. We don't get the U.S. doesn't get
Kirby.
Yeah, the U.S. doesn't get Fire Emblem Nintendo systems. That's not what you
But
think
I am,
of.
and I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, no one would have expected that to come to the U.S.
It kind of upsets me because now I have to buy it.
Yeah, it's a welcome surprise. So if they're going to do it, don't bitch that it's not a 3DS XL. Well, see ya.
Next
The-
month, get your paycheck at the window.
Yeah, so It's an interesting announcement. The game, the Fire Emblem game, comes preloaded on the 3DS, so
That's my biggest problem, but I'll make do.
Yeah, I know you because you're more of a fan of the physical copy, and I know you've even talked about that you're probably going to end up buying a physical copy anyway.
I'm an idiot, so in certain ways. Shut up.
Well, it's fine because what he'll probably do is he'll probably get the 3DS, he'll beat it on the digital copy, he'll get the real copy, then he'll play through that one too.
Well,
so,
I'm going to beat the game multiple times.
You are.
But I'm like him. I like physical copies.
Yeah. So I mean, there's nothing wrong with liking physical copies of games.
I'm not going to buy it the day it comes out, but I'll be buying the 3DS when it comes out. Yeah. Whoa! Don't you don't know that yet.
Dangling on your penis. Wow!
You do it anyway with a smile.
Jesus Christ. But speaking of Fire Emblem, who played the demo?
I did.
I actually did not.
You did not. You're the one excited about. You're one of the ones excited about. You didn't even download it. They didn't even play it. Huh? I thought you two were just having a little exchange about how you're excited for Fire Emblem. No. You're not a Fire Emblem person.
Not really. It's not that I'm not. It's just that
What are you, gay?
every day of the week.
There it is. That's the one for the night.
I played it. I played the demo. I haven't finished it, but I can tell you that before playing it, I wanted the game, and after playing it, I'm like, I need that game. That game needs to be out now. I like the fact that, as you pointed out when you played it before me, that the character is customizable now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the strategist that you will name after yourself. That now battles in the stages. He's not just the person up in the corner and you move everybody else around. You move him around and fight with him. Well, you have, go ahead and give it a breakdown on how that character works now.
Well, he's got the tactician. That's his job, which is, I believe, new to the series. He, however, can be either a physical character or a mage, whatever you want to make him. When you customize him, you didn't get much of a chance to change his looks on the demo, but you can pick a best stat and a weak stat. Now, they do lower the stat. I don't know if it's just the stat cap or just the beginning stat, but depending on what you pick, like if you pick strength, you get +4 strength, +2 skill, and +2 defense.
Mm-hmm.
And when you take a worse stat, you'll lose the main stat and then some other stats. So you can pick how you want your character to start out, which is awesome. And he starts out with a sword and a tome for magic, so he can do both, which is awesome. And he fights. Since you fight with him, he's on the battlefield, and you get to use him as a character. It's awesome. Another thing you can do in this game is if you put two units next to each other, you can pair them up to each other so they travel together. And you pick one the lead and one to be support. So the supports that can happen is like they can both attack, or the support character can jump in and take a hit instead. And when they do, they take no damage. And everything else, it's like Fire Emblem from there. If you played Fire Emblem strategy. Yeah. Also, in this game, you have an option to turn off the permadeath. But if you do, you're a wuss. I'm just going to put that out.
Yeah, they do consider that like the easy mode or something. Along with the pairing, they do also have like a little feature where if you run up to an enemy and you attack him and there is another member of your party next to him, they both will attack. At least I noticed that in one instance.
They might. Usually what they'll do, if they're next to him, they'll just they'll like increase their hit percentage. And because I wasn't sure, when I was doing the second battle, the knight took a hit for the archer or cavalier.
Yeah, so I mean it's interesting. The graphics are improved. I'd probably say they're on. If you want to look at 3DS games, they're on par with and a little bit better than Tales of the Abyss.
Impressed. I originally thought that the models were going to look a little blocky, but they don't. They look pretty great.
No, they're a lot cleaner than the Tales of the Abyss models.
Yes.
Which was a pretty good port on the 3DS. But yeah, if you have a 3DS and you're interested in strategy RPGs and you haven't checked this out on the eShop right now, the Fire Emblem demo, check it out. Get an opinion for yourself.
I don't care if you like them. I want you to buy the game anyway, just so I can possibly get more in the future.
Yeah. February 4th.
Your money is important to me.
Don't let it die like Suikoden. So there is that.
That's my fault.
All right, let's get into it. Topic of the night: 2013 games.
I already got into it with Fire Emblem Awakening.
Fire Emblem. I guess that did kind of kick us off, but let's really dive into it. We're not going to be able to get to all the games that we have here. Some of them we'll just kind of run through.
Well, let's go through Brett's list then. It's the best.
But I asked everybody to kind of put together a list of games they know they will get, games they're going to kind of keep track of, and games that are just like, I really have no interest. And for the games that people have no interest in, I kind of focus on games that are going to be known, they're going to be advertised, people are going to talk about them to some degree. That way it gives people an idea, well, these are big games, why don't these guys like them, or whatever. So, I can tell you, like, right now, my personal list, I got about 15 games that, I feel I will get or I want to get. I got about 17 games that I have on my radar just to kind of keep track of. About 9 so far that I have no interest.
I have a lot less games that I'm just gonna go out and buy immediately.
You have 8 games that you want to buy.
Picky. They don't just give my money. Gotta give me a good service first.
12 that you have on your radar, and 15 that you're just no interest.
I set up my list as one. My one list is at least 22.
There you go. I mean, however you want to set it. Like I said, it was your list constructed how you want.
I don't create my rules.
Fire Emblem's a general.
I follow and criticize others.
Fire Emblem's a general one that we're all, or most of us are excited about. One I want to kind of also target ones that people maybe are individually excited for. That way, it's like an opportunity for them to sell the rest of us on the game or whatever. So, I know I got Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I know you said you had no interest in it. I don't know where that lies with you. No interest.
I didn't put it on my list.
Tim knows what's up.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, that's fine. A lot of the stuff that Nintendo showed off for the game looked really interesting. I actually liked Luigi's Mansion on GameCube. I thought it was an interesting concept. I know everybody wanted, I guess, a traditional Mario game with Luigi as the main character. But if you compare the two backpack games of the GameCube genre of Mario Sunshine to Luigi's Mansion, I actually liked Luigi's Mansion way more than Mario Sunshine.
I didn't care much for Mario Sunshine, so I didn't care much for either, but I have to give the nod to Luigi's Mansion because it featured Luigi.
Yeah. It was an interesting concept to me, and I feel it is one that can fit on handhelds. And I think the 3DS can provide a good amount of control to the whole.
I think it would have been a little bit better if they added the Ghostbusters with Luigi. So he was a Ghostbuster. And whenever you started catching ghosts, the Ghostbusters theme would play.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Let's see, what is a game that is on Brett's list that might not be on other people's lists? Well, the first one that stands out like a sore thumb is probably Fist of the North Star: Ken's Rage 2.
I am a sucker for Dynasty Warriors-like games, and it was extremely gratifying to play the first one. And every time I hit them with like a special move, that they would just explode, and that was awesome.
It did provide enough difference from the Dynasty Warrior.
It did feel
franchise.
a little different. And I have watched about half the series, and I did kind of enjoy that too.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's kind of like how I enjoy the Dynasty Warrior Gundam games. I think those are really awesome.
And as far as between Gundam, Dynasty Warriors, and Fist of the North Star, I enjoy the Fist of the North Star the most because like each character like what
even over the now traditional Dynasty Warrior games.
I do. I like them. I like them all, but I just prefer my enemies getting cut up or exploding.
Mm.
It's just awesome for me.
Fair enough. You look like you were going to say something, and you just.
I was paying attention to him, but one game I have on my list that's not on Brett's is Fuse, which was I forget what the original title was, but it appeared at older E3 and.
Yeah, it's the Insomniac game.
It's the Insomniac game that's kind of like Borderlands, but it's not Borderlands, and it's got the style of it, and it looks hilarious.
Yeah.
I want it.
It's more. Well, actually, they're taking. You know, they're taking the comedy out of it, right? You know, they've completely changed the concept of that game. It's not just the name. It's still a 4-player shooter, but they're kind of focusing on it a little. Its focus now is on more on the futuristic portion than it is the humor. You didn't see that change?
No.
Yeah, they showed that complete change at E3. So
I'll still get it. Maybe.
I mean, my main thing is, well, I mean, my main thing about it was it's a 4-player co-op game, first-person shooter, similar to Borderlands. Insomniac does make a lot of solid games, and I want to see what their first effort is for a multi-console game, because before this they've only been doing PS3 games. So I want to see what they can do with a multi-platform game, and I feel that it's in their realm that they could pull it off and make it fun. So I want to see more of it. I want to see gameplay. I want to see the mechanics of it. That's why it's on my radar. It's not on my must buy. It's not on my buy list yet. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Am I the only one that has Metal Gear Rising Revengeance on? You have it on a U1. It's on my radar. I'm not usually into Metal Gear games, but this is more of a hack and slash, over the top, ridiculous game.
I have to chop watermelon.
Yeah.
That's all I need to do. I have to chop watermelon.
Like, they got a bunch of over the top, ridiculous enemies. It just looks like a completely ridiculous game. Any game that gives you the opportunity to cut a man into pieces. And I mean, like, you're cutting him up as if you were cutting him up to cook him. Like, you're cutting his legs into 80 million pieces.
So that's everyday life for me then.
Exactly.
Or to put him in a Studebaker to take him to the pits to, make sure no one finds the evidence.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the demo to play it and get a better idea for it. That's why it's only on my radar right now, because I got to see how it plays. It looks fun. If it plays fun.
I've been fooled before.
Yeah. Asura's Wrath.
Dirge of Cerberus.
Oh, wow, yes. Dirge of Cerberus. Oh.
Completely avoided that
You
game.
stupid asshole.
Well, I got it used.
That's some consolation, I guess.
Do you have it?
Wait, no.
I
Oh,
said-
hell no.
Hell no.
I
I
did
still
the,
have it.
Vincent wasn't that compelling of a character for me to sell me on the game. I was like,
exactly.
so I
I
was like,
completely avoided that game.
I mean, I always got him in my party, even though I didn't
Mhm.
have to, but I
Mhm.
never really used him. And the one time he did, he screwed me over.
Fair enough.
It's like that enemy that fire heals it, and I used his limit, and he kept using his fire attack to freaking heal it. I was like, you jackass. Kill him now. Yeah, well, I did. It's like, not gonna do that again. Yeah.
I bet I have a game that is universally has no interest in people and no interest
Last of
for
Us?
any of you. No.
Tomb
the,
Raider?
The Walking Dead Survival Instinct, the Activision first-person shooter Walking Dead game.
See, I didn't put it
Well-
on my list, but I looked at it when I saw it was active. I was like,
How much shooting am I going to be doing? There's not many weapons there.
No, to me, it's like it's not the fact that it's Activision.
choices being made here.
Yeah, like for me, it's like it's not the fact that it's Activision. It's the fact that it's a first-person shooter. Like, to me, it's like, wow, Activision doesn't understand what The Walking Dead is. The Walking Dead is not a first-person shooter kill fest. It's the Telltale games. That's what The Walking Dead is. It is the Telltale games. It is not Activision first-person shooter. So and everything.
Hey, I'm supposed to be on this show.
Hey, one of the mics are dead, so
I'll just yell.
the mic closest to you is the dead one. So if you want to say something, you might want to just ask for it to talk. So
I'll just observe.
no, if you want to share opinion, you fucking grab a mic and you talk.
I have no opinions.
Yeah, okay. You have no games this year that you're looking forward to at all? None? Not one?
He's looking forward to the Walking
I hate
Dead
games.
Activision run.
What is this?
So-
I don't play video games.
Okay, but I'm sure you're
I play one on TV.
I'm sure you're looking forward to Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
Hell yeah.
No. Tim, you know you're gonna buy that game.
That's on Tim's list of I'm reluctantly buying
It is.
because
Hey, he's doing me a favor.
he's a damn sucker.
You can't trade it in. You gotta let us all try it.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
hey,
South Park: The Stick of Truth.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that game's gonna be awesome.
now with more hallways.
Now with more what?
Now with more hallways.
Yeah, now with more,
Square Enix is now doing South Park: The Stick of Truth.
and it's becoming Sleeping Dog: Stick of Truth.
Well, Square Enix
Final
takes.
Fantasy 13: The Stick of Truth.
Well, no, the
Square Enix takes it over. I'm not buying.
why?
Stick of truth. If Square Enix was taking it over, I wouldn't buy it.
Well, they would only be the publisher; they wouldn't be developing.
Can't trust them.
The thing is, as far as the whole THQ thing and them going out of business and everything, South Park is not on the table for anyone.
Okay, well, that's good.
South Park is owned by Matt and Trey Parker, and it's a done deal. Like, that game's coming out in March when it's supposed to come out. It is not in limbo. It is not it's done.
Excellent.
That is
I was
not.
curious of what's going to happen.
Yeah,
with
that
game.
is not a game whose fate is in the air.
Excellent.
Because,
I'll be buying it then.
Yeah, that game is a done deal. It's hitting when it's hitting.
Excellent.
So that's one of the few that are not in trouble as far as THQ goes. So if it were, that's literally all it is. I mean, it's being developed by Obsidian. It's not something that would be bought up and get a new development team. It's something that would be bought up and just have someone's different name on the box. So if it's Squeenix's, while Squeenix has completely fucked up Final Fantasy, they do other games pretty good. Sleeping Dogs I like, so good for them. Fuchsia. Give me some other games off of your list, Tim.
I have StarCraft's Heart of Swarm.
As that you're buying?
Yeah, that I will be getting, yes.
Hell no. For me. Now, you're buying it, that's cool. You enjoy that. For me, hell no. I don't want nothing.
Go fuck yourself.
I want nothing to do with that game. So,
That's fair.
I played through the single player. The single player was fine. I'm not into the multiplayer. I'm not hardcore into it, so I don't feel like going online and getting butt fucked.
That's the only reason I go online.
And you will get
Yeah, and I don't
the attachment.
I don't like the
The USB attachment.
I don't like Blizzard's idea that every single race's campaign is going to be a game released yearly to buy yearly for $40 after I already spent $50 on StarCraft 2.
Yeah, I'm not so keen on that, but I'm not a huge fan of StarCraft anyway. But
Yeah, I mean, they're considering an expansion. I consider it 1/4 of the fucking game. So I'm not really.
but you enjoy that.
I will.
Elder Scrolls Online can go eat a dick.
I don't know much about that.
I will be getting it.
Not interested.
You
in
will be getting Elder Scrolls Online?
It's on my list.
You're getting that MMO?
I will.
You're a sucker.
Play MMOs.
I mean, you know that's going to be a monthly fee, right? Like, that's not a free to play MMO.
Well, I still play an MMO, and I will be getting the expansion in March too. Yeah.
You're playing a well-established MMO that's been out for a while.
Yeah,
You play a new MMO, I guess I should probably.
No, that I don't do. No.
I don't like the fact that a lot of things that makes Elder Scrolls unique in their offline games, a good chunk of that is not going to be in the MMO. I don't like the fact that everybody has said the gameplay mechanics just play like WoW, and
You can be a Khajiit, you can be the cat thing.
and they're charging and they're going to charge $15 a month. So
They'll be free in no time.
yeah, I mean, because the thing is, the whole freedom and openness of Elder Scrolls games is why people like Elder Scrolls games.
Oh, I hate them all. So.
Yeah, but I'm just saying the general fans, they like it because of its
They don't know what
openness.
they're talking about.
You got Skyrim for free.
So
Well, not really.
Well,
You're-
it was bundled with your game.
And I didn't much care for it either.
you're not going to be able to walk into a town and start setting people on fire and killing random dudes and stealing their stuff. You're not going to be able to just go,
I'm not concerned with that. I'm concerned with the fun aspect. Can I have fun? I couldn't have that in Skyrim.
Yeah. Well, all right. Instead of just bashing the game, what is it about the game that you're looking forward to, Tim?
Just looking forward to it. There really isn't anything special. I figured, Elder Scrolls in it.
So you know nothing about the game.
Name
You're buying it
recognition.
solely on the name.
Name recognition is what you got. All right.
Probably buy Reeboks too, bro. Just 'cause of the name. Is that what you do?
That's what I'm doing now.
That's what you do? I fucking hate your kind.
I don't-
I hate your kind. Just go buy things with name. Well, of course, he's wearing them.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Said anything. It's like nobody buys things with name recognition. It's like, no, I don't. I'm gonna What? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I mean, I don't know.
I thought it said slave the.
For me, I mean, if they're asking me to pay $15 a month, I want to know what the game's about.
The problem with that is you can go out and buy Skyrim and get hundreds of hours of gameplay out of it.
Yeah.
If you really want to. There's no need for that.
I think I'd rather stick my penis in a pencil sharpener.
I really dare you to take that challenge.
No.
Put Skyrim on a big screen TV and a pencil sharpener. As much as I would love to see that, I think you should pick Skyrim.
I think I would have to.
Give me something else on your list, Tim.
Because then what happens if the tip breaks off?
Yeah, stop putting your phone away. You monster.
The only time. Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z, because I want to play as a zombie ninja.
And it's Keiji Inafune's
And
game,
it's
following the creator of Mega Man.
What, do you love Mega Man or something?
I want to see gameplay
a
of it.
little bit.
I want to see gameplay
That
of
is
it
what
first.
I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm waiting for.
Probably not something that's going to come out this year either. It's probably going to be 2014.
Well, I mean, they said right away this game's coming out in 2013. Do you not watch E3 when they announce this? Like, do you just see like the name and then you just turn it off? I don't need details.
Yeah, but it doesn't even
He
have.
sees Kevin Perez's face and then he has to change the channel.
Yeah, but I mean at the same time they announced in the middle of 2012, so that gives them a year and a half. Plus the game is in development already. It's not like they said, "All right, we just started the game today." Just like it's not like Smash Bros., which I don't even know if they even started that fucking game yet.
Let's assume they did.
Smash Bros. For Wii U.
Crom will probably be in it.
Pac-Man Jones.
Crom. Yeah, Crom could definitely be in it. Pac-Man. Oh no. Dragon Age 3. Where does that lie for people?
Radar.
What?
I have it on the radar because I just want to see what they're going to do with it. I didn't hate Dragon Age 2 like a lot of people did.
I think it'll pull a Mass Effect and it'll blend the adventuring style of the first one with the combat of the second one.
Yeah, if they
No. Instead of red, blue, or green, it'll be like fuchsia, mauve, and like periwinkle.
I mean, I feel like if they do open it up to be more than just inside one castle.
Yeah, that was the biggest problem with 2 was
Yeah.
like it's like you just got this town. But in the first one, I didn't really care much for the combat, but I had this whole like continent.
Yeah. If they bring the continent back and they keep that combat style, I'd be down with it.
I wonder how much of 2's fault's EA's, because that game also got rushed.
That game was rushed.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever plans they kind of thought of for Dragon Age 2, they didn't have time to do. So you know.
Yeah. And you would think EA would learn. Oh man, when we rush
Nobody got time for that.
when we rush games, bad things happen. So
Put your crotch close to Tim's face, please.
but, apparently not.
Sure, he wants to
I don't want to lose it.
Is
crotch or my face.
Lost Planet 3 on anybody's list?
It's on my do not want list.
No.
Same here.
I'll just play Dead Space 3 because it stole Lost Planet 3.
Yeah, I'm not feeling like I never really played the Lost Planet games. I wasn't feeling 3 when it came out, so
Okay. They weren't bad games. They just weren't anything special, really.
yeah. Project X Zone, we already talked about. Everybody's pretty excited for that. One that I want to bring to people's attention, and more so Brett, based on the resurrection of XCOM.
Madden,
No, Madden is not on this list. No,
the first-person shooter XCOM.
no, not the first-person shooter XCOM. The rebirth of Shadowrun. Shadowrun was... Now, you guys remember the Shadowrun Xbox game that we all played and was not very good. But it wasn't always a shooter. It was a tactical game, and it was also a tabletop game.
Was that the game that was supposed to be Metroid-like?
What?
Or was I thinking of something else?
No. Shadowrun. It was a complete online first-person shooter game. Think Brink. But
Do I have to think about Brink?
Brink had potential, and
Having seizures.
then it was poopy. But no, this is actually being developed by a small indie studio that's being head by the creator of the tabletop game, and they are making it into a tactical RPG for Windows, Mac, iPad, stuff like that. It's going to be out sometime later this year, and I mainly wanted to bring it to Brett's attention because like XCOM was something that was a long-standing PC franchise, rebirthed as a tactical RPG that really worked out well. And if this gets the tender love and care that XCOM did, Shadowrun could be this year's, and it would be more of a mobile experience.
That
so.
would be something I have to keep looking at.
Yeah.
See what I can find out.
Shadowrun returns. There are a few details on it. It was actually started via a Kickstarter, and because the Kickstarter exceeded its original goal by so much money, the release of the game has been delayed due to the fact that they're adding more content. The extra money is giving them room to add more content, so that's why it is delayed until now. I'm going to start going down these lists real quick because we're getting close to the end of the show. We got about 20 more minutes left, so just so that we can get through these, I'm gonna go down the lists of the wants. Then you'll finish your list, and then we'll just pick and choose games that we want to talk about from there. So, games I plan to get are Fire Emblem Awakening, Aliens Colonial Marines, Rayman Legends, Tomb Raider, South Park: The Stick of Truth, Gears of War Judgment, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, BioShock Infinite, Injustice Gods Among Us, The Last of Us, Splinter Cell Blacklist, Pokemon XY, Project X Zone,
chromosomes.
Lego Marvel Superheroes, and Tales of Xillia. Those are my planned purchase games. The list that we have here for Brett: Fire Emblem Awakening, Fist of the North Star, Ken's Rage 2, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Mirror of Fate, South Park: Stick of Truth, tearing me apart, Lisa, Tomb Raider, The Last of Us, Castlevania, Lords of Shadow 2, and also Tales of Xillia. What do you got on your must-buy list, Tim, that we haven't talked about?
Well, even though it came out last week, I still have Devil May Cry on my list because I haven't bought it yet. But
Worked, you slacker.
I might. There's a possibility this week. I have Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires on my list because I love the Empires games when they come out. I also have Lords of Shadow, Mirror, Fate. I have Gears of War, BioShock Infinite, Injustice, Splinter Cell, Blacklist, Lords of Shadow 2, Deadpool. I'm getting GTA 5 when it comes out this year. Watch Dogs, if that comes out this year. As far as games I don't want, these are ones I glanced over.
Well, we're just doing the wants right now,
Okay.
and then we'll center around those. So,
But there are a few others that we've already mentioned. That,
yeah.
I don't think I need to repeat.
Out of the ones that we...
I also put down Rayman Legends. If I had a Wii U, I would buy Rayman Legends.
Yeah. That is a definite for me based on the demo. The demo was awesome. So out of those games mentioned, what are some that are on the top of our respective lists? That, I mean, we didn't rank these, so what are ones that we haven't talked about yet that are at the top of the list that are like, I'm excited for this?
Project X Zone.
We did talk about that game.
Yeah, but it's got to be said again.
It's near the top, but it's not at the top.
For me,
It's got John McClane in it.
I know. For me, it's Fire Emblem Awakening because that comes out in February.
That's top of your list.
Top
That's
of
your
my
most
list.
anticipated
That's my most-
2013.
and I love Fire Emblem.
Okay.
I think for me right now it would be the two Castlevania games.
Those are your tie for your most anticipated
The
of.
DS one is definitely second on my list.
Those are the ones
The DS one has a lot of interest for me. If I get any, that's the one I'll probably get. But that's the one I have on my, like, I'm keeping track of, but I haven't decided for sure yet. If you had to say a game was at the top of your list, Howard.
Dead Space 3, because no one else has really talked about it yet.
Okay, we'll talk about Dead
Moving
Space
on.
3. You played the demo. Talk about it.
I like the demo a lot. I thought that.
Thank you, Tim.
Oh yeah, this one is broken. No, I really enjoyed the demo. I look forward to someone else downloading it so I can play co-op.
If I figure out how to get my code, I will.
Well, it comes out tomorrow, so you might as well.
Okay.
Just
The game. Oh, the game comes out tomorrow.
No, the demo.
Oh,
The public demo comes out tomorrow.
Okay.
So I look forward to trying that out. If you like Dead Space, then it's a lot more of that. I do like what they're doing with the co-op to where it's, they don't force you, kind of like a la Resident Evil, to have a partner with you. But if you do, the story does change.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really intrigued by the weapon making because it's not just like slapping stuff on pre-existing weapons. You can actually build weapons from the bottom.
Give me the
up.
goddamn duct tape.
Yeah, kind of like from Dead Rising. So there's some good stuff going on that they're taking good elements like from other games.
So it doesn't feel like they have ran away from the survival horror of Dead Space.
I mean, action is what's popular right now. So
Mhm.
I mean, there's a little bit more of that because you're not confined. Well, at least in the demo, you're not confined on a ship or anything like that. You're actually out in a snowy planet. But by the end of the demo, you do end up like in this like derelict factory. You do the part where the giant drill comes down from the videos that they were showing, spins around like crazy. So that was kind of cool, and it just feels more like Dead Space, which being a fan of it, I really look forward to that, and I'm interested in trying out the differences between single player and cooperative play. So yeah, so I'm really, and also because it comes out a day after Fire Emblem does, so it's on the top of my list. Fire Emblem, of course, too. I played the demo a couple of times now, and it's really great. I'm really looking forward to that game.
Yeah.
I'll send you the list of what the picking the best and the worst stats do for you.
Yeah. Yeah, he sent me a list through Facebook. Like if you pick this as your worst stat, what does it do? And if you pick it as your best stat, what does it do? So that's the top of your list?
Right now, I mean, of course, Bioshock Infinite's up there. Gears of War Judgment. Tomb Raider, of course.
Tomb Raider's still at the top of my list.
Project X Zone. I mean, that was just announced today. Coming to the U.S.
Mhm.
I look forward to that as well. So, Luigi's Mansion 2. Definitely seems like 3DS is going to have a couple really strong games going into the summer.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I'm excited. It seems like as
Look at this guy. He comes in late and he takes all the
as
he's talking
strong
all the
as
time. Didn't
the-
even have a good reason.
as strong as the 3DS finished.
It's not, okay.
As strong as the 3DS finished last year, it seems like it's going to have a really good year this year, while the Vita continues to not
Talking about
exist.
the 3DS, I really
The
hope,
Vita.
I really hope that the 3DS. I really hope that the 3DS or Nintendo gets their collective heads out of their asses and puts some good DLC on the 3DS shop. I want Pokemon games. I want Mario games. I want like
Oh, you mean actually like games?
like in the eShop. I want actual like good.
So you want them to announce GBA games, or do you want like the classic black, classic red and blue?
Yeah, no, I just want more first party Nintendo downloadable games.
Well, I mean, as of now, like ever since they announced,
There's
like,
no reason they can't start putting GBA games.
but you're talking about Virtual Console.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, original content they're doing okay with that right now, like Pushmo and Crashmo and Shantae and a couple other strong titles.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson Shard, but I want like first party Nintendo games like NES and GBA and
Yeah.
and like Genesis. Like,
Yeah, because I mean, I just looked at it, and I like the fact that the first Mega Man is on there.
yeah, Mega Man, Ninja Gaiden. There's some good ones on there now. I want like
To really expand it, like you really want them to go all
they
out.
have all of the games on the Wii. Why can't they be on your 3DS too?
Yeah, I was about to say they did have
I know if
they
you
had a
run
decent
it.
list on Wii, so
Yeah, the Wii has a ton, and it's just there's no reason why they can't. And for the Wii U as well, there's no reason why they can't just do that because the Wii U can certainly run it, and the 3DS can. They can certainly run at least GBA games, which are more powerful than SNES games. So why can't they just do that?
Yeah.
There's no reason why they can't, and they would sell. I think people would buy it just for that library. like that would sway people to buy 3DSs
Mm-hmm.
to play Super Mario World.
And I mean,
And not to mention, yeah, then you got all that stuff portable, and you can buy a bigger SD card
Yeah.
for your 3DS.
yeah.
So
Plus, they've shown that it's possible through the reward
The
program,
ambassador program that you can get
GBA
GBA
games.
games to work, which are more powerful than NES and SNES. So there's no reason why they couldn't do it.
Yeah. It'd be nice.
I just think it would. I mean, I'm not saying release it all at one time because that's not a good marketing strategy. But
Yeah.
they should certainly start putting those out more often because it would be basically the 3DS would start printing money like the DS did.
Mm-hmm. Injustice,
Money,
Gods
please.
Among Us. I think someone should be kind enough to give Matt a microphone for this one.
Take both, double fist.
Why am I something?
Injustice, Gods Among Us.
Oh, yeah.
The DC fighting game. If anyone, I feel if there's anyone in this room right now
Is
that
Hawkeye in it?
that's the top of their list, I feel that would be. I feel that game is at the top of your list for this year.
Pretty much. That's it.
I'm trying to pull up the list because I want to get characters so
But I
far.
haven't seen like who else has been added to it.
Well, you got Bane, Batman, Catwoman. I've seen Robert Brownie. Yes.
So I got a question. If you pit Bane against Batman, does Bane automatically break Batman's back and match is over?
I hope so.
That would be nice.
That would be a great addition to that.
Well, see, I hope that he's just got a general move where he breaks people's backs because I will do it to Superman over and over and over.
I picked Superman just to let that happen.
They have, let's see, it's Bane, Batman, Catwoman, Cyborg, Deathstroke, The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, Harley Quinn, Joker, Lex Luthor, Nightwing, Solomon Grundy, Superman,
Solomon Grundy won't parents too.
Wonder Woman. Recently, I believe they also confirmed Doomsday.
Do they have that super powered Flash that I heard about?
What are you booing?
What's-
How about Bizarro
I don't like Doomsday.
What's super powered Flash? What are you talking about?
Apparently, there's a Flash that would be the strongest character in the DC universe, but it's like this weird, stronger version of him. I don't know. I just
Reverse
heard about
Flash?
it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I don't know who you're talking about then.
That's an actual
I'm-
character.
What'd you say?
I like that. That's an actual character. Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
So what's he do?
They've also said that
Run really slow.
Aquaman, Ares, Black Adam, Raven, Captain Marvel, and Sinestro have been confirmed to make appearances, though they have not been confirmed as playable characters.
I would like to see Sinestro's mustache.
I would also like to see Raven.
I mean,
I think I'm more interested in Sinestro.
I feel like if you're doing a hero and a villain from like each respective franchise, if you're doing Green Lantern, Sinestro has to be playable. There's no way. It's got to be him. It's not going to be Parallax. It's not going to be anything else. Yep.
You know what? I hope you get it too.
No, you're not going to get the giant worm. You're going to get the brain tumored shit cloud.
Get the shit cloud. I was about to say the shit.
Yeah, the shit cloud with the brain tumor.
I'm very interested in the game. So
Yeah, I mean it's made by the guys that it's made by NetherRealm Studios, aka the Mortal Kombat people. It doesn't look like just Mortal Kombat 9 with DC characters. It's built from the ground up. It's got a ton of interactive stages.
That's what I like about that game.
Yeah,
I don't even care that much about DC, but I plan on getting this.
Yeah, that game just looks awesome, and it's great that they're not just sticking with like the main big characters. I mean, you look at it like Bane's big now because of Dark Knight Rises. He's not good, but he's not going to make a reemergence in comics or anything. I don't feel.
I think there's
So,
too many Batman characters.
To have someone like that in there is cool. To have Deathstroke in there
Not
is
enough Superman
awesome.
characters.
Solomon Grundy is awesome. You know,
Raven, I'm actually surprised.
Raven would be
Even if
cool.
he's not a playable character, still her
Yeah.
being in the game.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
There's no way, to me, there's no way Captain Marvel is not a playable character in that game.
I don't know who that is.
Is that the guy
Shazam.
who does Shazam?
Okay.
Yes.
I know who that is.
Yeah.
He's the guy who had cancer.
Yeah, or what? In the New 52, they are calling him Shazam, aren't
Yeah.
they?
I hope
Makes
they add
sense.
some Marvel characters to make this game a little better.
Aquaman has suddenly become badass in the DC universe.
Gods.
Yeah, Jeff Johns has made him a
You know, that kind of
badass.
pisses me off. I like to make fun of Aquaman.
Well,
But I can't do that if he's a badass.
You can still make fun of him.
but I thought That game's exciting. That game, I think, was officially confirmed for April. Yes, April 16th is when Gods Among Us will be out.
I'll probably be waiting for a price drop on that and then get it. I like buying games first when they come out.
That's fine. I'll be getting it day one, so you'll be able to play it through that.
Sure, I'll be over here playing all the time.
No, you won't.
Ain't gonna bother me none.
Screw you.
Any other definite game buys that we haven't talked about? People want to bring up real quick. Okay.
Not
Not that at least one person's already talked about.
Okay. Games that are on. We'll do the games on the radar thing that me and Brett did. These are games that we're keeping track of. We're not definitely buying, but we're keeping our eyes on in case. Depending on developments. DMC Devil May Cry. I know it's already out, but I was keeping track of reviews. I was looking at things, so I'm actually still thinking about possibly getting that game.
They were bought off.
Oh no!
Yeah, they bought the reviews off. So
Ah, God.
I read on Kotaku, so
Stupid.
nobody can like a video game anymore. It's like they had to buy reviews.
Yeah, if you like the game that the gaming community doesn't like, the review was bought. Okay.
2 dozen chickens.
Dead Space 3, I'm going to play the demo, and that's going to help me decide whether I'm picking that game up right away or not. It probably won't be day one. It'll probably be like a week or two after because
I
of...
probably actually won't get a day one either.
Yeah.
Games have tended to go on sale pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I can wait. I'm still knee deep in XCOM right now.
Fire Emblem, though, that's a day one purchase for me. I'm getting that day one.
Oh, since I'm getting the DS, I'm gonna be playing day one.
yeah.
So.
I got somebody who. Never, we'll talk about it.
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I got that on my list. We already talked about that earlier. Castlevania Lord Shadow Mirror of Fate, the 3DS game. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, which is going to be available on Wii U and 3DS. I want to see how that game's looking on 3DS. I want to gauge other people's interest in it because this one is supposed to have the biggest focus on multiplayer, and I would like to get it as a multiplayer 3DS game, but it depends on how other people feel about it.
I got Rambo the video game.
We did talk about that before we went on the air. We talked about that. Army of Two, Devil's Cartel. I had fun playing the first Army of Two with Brett. I know it's not the same guys, but I just want to see the gameplay of it. If there's a demo, maybe I can convince Brett to at least download that, and then we'll
I'm
see
sure
how
I
it
could
is.
download that.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. I'm sure there has to be a demo.
Anybody got time for that?
Dead Island Riptide. I like the first Dead Island.
So I need to play my copy.
I still have it, so we can
yeah.
play together if you want.
Yeah, I like the first Dead Island. I'm curious to see what they do with this. I want to see that it's more than just, hey, it's all the same shit. I'd like a little bit more from them. Disney Infinity. I know we talked about it. I don't remember if we talked about it on air, but we did talk about the fact that it is the Skylanders project for Disney, but this time every character that represents their franchise, that franchise or that movie has a specific game that those characters play in, not one action RPG that everybody co-ops in like Skylanders. It also gives you a lot of creative abilities that are similar to Little Big Planet for creating levels in third-person view and top-down view and side-scrolling. You could technically go into toy box mode and make a kart racer. I thought all that was interesting, so I want to see more on it. I want to see what all they do to make it different from Skylanders, and if it's different enough, it could end up on my list at least. Deadpool, I want to see gameplay. I want to support the game, but they got to show me gameplay. I know it's High Moon Studios, and I trust them based on Transformers, but I want to see gameplay. Dragon Age, like we talked earlier, I want to see it out of a single castle. Fortnite, which we did not talk about. That is the game that Epic showed as their first original franchise in God knows how long that they're working on after Gears of War. Like Gears of War 3 is from the People May Fly or whatever, the studio that made Bulletstorm. But the actual Epic game that they're working on is Fortnite, which is the co-op zombie survival game where you have a base that you're constantly building and defending from zombies that you're doing with friends, and it sounds interesting.
Quick, throw the cow bombs at them.
It sounds interesting. I want to see gameplay, and I want to see what Epic can do with something that's not Unreal Tournament, that's not Unreal, and that's not Gears of War. It sounds really interesting. I want to see what they can do with it. Fuse we talked about earlier, mainly for the 4-player co-op, and Insomniac. I like a lot of their games. Grand Theft Auto 5 is on my track list, mainly because I like the idea of having 3 main characters. I thought that was pretty cool. If the narrative is as interesting as the debut trailer looked, I may get it for that. Yeah. We talked about Shadowrun Returns, Star Wars 1313, which will probably end up being a next-gen title, the bounty hunter game to go into the slums of Coruscant, or in other words, the ghetto of the Star Wars universe. I thought that was kind of cool. It looks very promising. Once I see gameplay, once I know what it's coming out on. Watch Dogs, which closed out Ubisoft's conference, looked really promising. Had a lot of innovative ideas that I hadn't seen in a lot of other games. I want to see more gameplay, because this, to me, at the end of E3, didn't look so much like a new game as it did kind of like a tech demo. Like, I have a feeling that game is going to look way different than it did when they debuted it at E3. And I want to see what the more polished product looks like. This looked like it was. I mean, even though Watch Dogs is going to be the game, that it's not like it's going to turn into something completely different. It's going to
Final
be
Fantasy 13-4.
It's going to be Watch Dogs, but I just feel like it's going to look a little different than it did now. Or than it did at E3. And then Wonderful 101. Platinum Games' other Wii U title that looked really cool in the videos they showed at E3. It's been delayed. I want to see what the product looks like, and I hope they put a demo out for me to mess around with it. So, on Brett's radar, DMC, Devil May Cry as well, Dead Space 3, MLB 13 The Show, Gears of War Judgment, Bioshock Infinite, Injustice Gods Among Us, Dead Island Riptide, Pokemon XY, Deadpool, Dragon Age 3, Watch Dogs, and the earlier mentioned XCOM first-person shooter. It is in the works by a good chunk of the teams that have worked on the Bioshock games. It is called a tactical shooter, whatever the fuck that means. So one's gameplay, yeah. Based on the excellent work that Firaxis did with the XCOM strategy game, it at least warrants investigation.
Quite.
Whether it becomes a purchase or not, it depends on how this game looks. If it just looks like another shooter that provides nothing even close to the experience that the XCOM strategy game provided to us, and is still providing, then there's no point. Games we are avoiding. Let's close it out with this, because we are a little bit over the hour mark, but we didn't get to this. So, games I have no interest in. God of War Ascension. I don't care about your prequel. I was kind of done after 3. I don't feel it's a franchise that can go on forever. StarCraft Heart of the Swarm we talked about already. Walking Dead Survival Instinct we talked about already. Metro Last Light, it's more just I never played the previous Metro game that everybody raved about. It's just it wasn't anything that grabbed me, so I doubt the other one. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, none of the 3D Castlevanias ever looked interesting to me. They just never did.
What about Castlevania 64? That game was good.
64.
Castlevania 64.
The one athlete named Castlevania 64.
Specific one.
The Elder Scrolls Online, we already talked about. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13, we already talked about. Lost Planet 3, we kind of talked about. The Lost Planet 1 was interesting. Lost Planet 2, I know, was pretty cool for its co-op abilities. And but I don't know, it just seems like a franchise that nobody was really clamoring for a third one, and Capcom was like, "Hey, here's a third one," and everybody's like,
"Oh, Mega Man, here's Lost Planet 3."
Yeah. And finally, Pikmin 3. I know some Nintendo fans are excited about it. I'm not one of them.
What game is that?
Pikmin 3. Okay. I'm glad it's coming out for the people that want it. That's what I'm glad for. For me personally, not getting it.
I like Captain Olimar in Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Yeah.
That's the only thing he's good in.
No interest games for Brett. Aliens Colonial Marines. Crisis 3. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. Yep. God of War Ascension. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Army of Two Devil's Cartel. Disney Infinity. Splinter Cell Blacklist. Grand Theft Auto 5. Lego Marvel Superheroes. Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13. And Lost Planet 3.
I'm a vapid tool.
What do you got, Tim, that you're not looking forward to? That you just no
Pass.
interest? Like pass.
My list isn't as long as that, but no. Because we all said it, I put down Rambo the video game. As do not want.
Okay.
Someone's got to take the hit, boy.
Yeah, no. Lost Planet 3. I put down Rainbow Six Patriots because those games have been all over the place recently. As far as I'm concerned, they haven't been good since.
And that was one rainbow.
That's what I'm saying.
Since lockdown, which was on the Xbox before it shipped over.
I'll say a lot of people love the Vegas installments. Fair enough.
Two other games that I looked at was like, no. One of them was called Remember Me, which is by Capcom.
Oh yeah, that's
Is that
their.
based off that movie that Robert Pattinson starred in?
Does he walk
Or shall I say R. Pats?
Does he walk into the World Trade Center?
Well, it's a woman, so.
Okay, well,
And the other game is called Dark.
What is dark?
Apparently, the game takes place in present.
It doesn't count if you talk about games no one's heard of.
Where you are a vampire who wakes up and doesn't know they're a vampire.
Like Nicolas Cage.
He definitely knew he was a vampire.
Phantom Limb.
Oh, if only there was a game with Phantom Limb. I would play that.
All right. Any of the games that you have no interest in that you want to speak on? Like this is why I have no interest in it, or anything like that.
I thought I explained it pretty well, and I called myself a vapid tool.
Oh well, excuse me. All right. Next
No,
week's
please don't.
next week's topic we'll announce before next week's show. I got a few ideas. I want to run them past everybody first. So, but there will be a topic because there will
democracy.
be a show.
It's working so well in the United States.
Well, eventually I want to get a list of topics. I want to just get a list of topics so that way I can just throw out the schedule of the show. So we're gonna do that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the show. We will be back next week with an all-new episode talking about some shit. I don't know. Until then, enjoy. Good night. Peace out. All that shit.
Blend so perfectly.
Damn, damn, damn!